people. Shaman Hawk here for Shamanic Lodge. Look, I know people are going through some hard times right now, and everybody that contacts me, they want to make some big life changes. And I really appreciate that. You know, in doing so, we have to remember that we've been living our life this one way for a while, and you want to make these radical changes. Well, there's been some applied force, some kinetic energy in living that certain lifestyle that you've been doing. And if you just, like if you're driving a car, if you just hit the brakes and come to a complete stop, everything behind you is starting to hit you from behind. If it's a long train, same thing. So that's the power of your life flow. So when you want to change this, you can't just make these quick changes on the physical plane. I mean, in your mind, you can make these changes instantly, and the mind works really fast. It can adapt. However, you have to let your physical world, your physiology of you as a mortal being, you have to allow that to happen at the speed it needs to. Now, with proper diet, good lifestyle changes, you can make that change happen faster. Um, but one of the ways that I manifest my future, the things that I want to change in my life, I look at them as past tense. I imagine telling my audiences the story of how I got to that life change that I want to create. In other words, like you guys know, I'm building a boat and I want to go back and do environmental work, environmental shamanism. I think about telling my audiences how I got to that point. In other words, when I'm seeing myself giving my lectures and workshops, my boat's already been in the water for a while. I've already been sailing. I'm telling them about the things that I did with my boat in the water. I'm telling them about the animal rescues. I'm telling them about my environmental projects. I'm telling them about how I did my hurricane relief work. It already happened in my visions of I'm telling these people. Do the same thing. As you guys are rewriting your life, I tell people too that you're the actor, you're the writer, the producer, the director. You can rewrite your script. You can go from drama, tragedy into action comedy if you want to. That's great. You can rewrite all that as fast as you want. But you physically have that time constant that you have to work with in your physiology, but so does the conditions on the earth. In other words, you've been living this one lifestyle in this type of environment. That's the stage on the performance of your life. You have to change the stage. You have to change location. What you want to rewrite your life to be won't work in the old setting. It won't work on the old stage. See? So now these conditions have to change, and this takes a little bit longer. It doesn't have to take a long time. Practicing minimalism helps have you less to move when you make these life changes. But that's just a reality check, people. I just want to go ahead and share this reality check. Where people make the mistake, they don't see the results they want in the time they want. They're not being real about the conditions with the changes they want to make in their life. And they'll just go back. One of the biggest problems I had when I was doing construction and renovations for people, they just didn't want to do the whole process the way it needs to be done. You go in to renovate a place, you have to make a big mess first when you're doing your demolition. Then you have to clean that up. Then you have to see if you have to rebuild or fix something. And then you have to clean it up again. Now you see what you're working with. Now you can make a plan. And with that plan is proper planning, a proper time schedule, consistency, discipline. You're going to come up into other conditions. You may need to make some other small changes. Okay. But you have to do a complete process and you have to be real about the time expected to make these changes you want. Just thought I'd throw that out, guys, because I talk to a lot of people. Everybody's going under a lot of stress these days. Possible World War III, all this other stuff in there is feeding you. But the more often more of us get into and stay in our personal truth, it'll be more impossible for these scenarios to stay on the earth, and that our children and grandchildren won't have to deal with them as much as we've done. So stay with it, people. Make it happen. By the way, if you got any comments, leave them here. You can contact me at shamaniclaws@gmail.com. If any of my you like my videos, like, subscribe, share them with people. Um, hey, I've been doing this a long time. I can still learn things. So I really appreciate when people kind of give me bullet points of a quick life change that they've been. Leave it in a comment. Other people can learn from your work too.